All right, we are recording. So we thought that it would just be a great way to kind of just tell you that you have a lot of supportive people here. Nancy Jo Ryan has a lot of new people in her organization. The Friday team is part of Nancy Jo's team. The Mosa Reno team is part of mine and Nancy Jo's. So Nancy Jo is the queen bee for our organization. She is like great grandma to some of you, grandma to some of you, and mom to me. So we're part of a really strong group. So should we start with the training side questions? Like my first question to all of you is, what's your goal for November? And you can type it in the chat. And I want to make sure that you know that all of you are triple dipping or quadruple dipping. Because number one, you're earning a paycheck, and anything that you submit by the 15th, you're going to get a mid-month paycheck. Make sure you have your order payment account set up. It's the account that your direct deposit is made in. And if anybody ever pays you by cash or check, it allows you to then transmit payment. So you're going to get a paycheck, hopefully 2 paychecks. Secondly, you are in your new consultant reward period, which means that you're earning products, the ceramic egg cooker, the nonstick cookware, the stainless steel cookware, the knife block set. Thirdly, November and December are our spring free for all. This means that every product that's going to come out next season, you don't have to pay 1 penny for if you earn them based on your sales in November and December. And Pampered Chef has that right on our website. Under promotions, you can see what the rules are. But I will tell everybody, it is no secret that the $2,000 level is what the product that's going to be on the cover of the spring catalog. So do what it takes to make that happen. Fourthly, you have extra incentives for recruiting. Right now, everybody who's in their 90 days is, I'm sorry, I'm starting to mute some people as I was getting noise in the background. You are getting $100 per person. Let me repeat that. When they qualify, if you're within your starter time. If you get 5 people and you and your team does 5,000 and everybody's active, you're going to get a $500 bonus because you would have qualified as a fast track director. And then there's an additional $500 for you in the 3 months that after 3 months of staying a director and being paid as a director. And then an additional $1,000 if any of your people promote themselves and you become an advanced. So there's a lot of bonus. Like it might be really Christmas, a Christmas to remember this year. So Nance, I will pass the baton, and I also have keyed up on my screen. I haven't shared it yet, the training site.
Okay. Couple of things that that I want to make sure you do. I mentioned I was in the accounting field before I started this, and I should say when I worked full time. And so a couple things you want to do as a new consultant. You want to make sure you get a separate checking account to put all of your money through and your expenses through. Use the debit card that goes with that for when you go to the grocery store and you're going to make a chicken cacciatore for the first time, and you're going to take pictures of it and put it on your Facebook account, and you're going to be able to take that stuff off as a deduction, okay? Now, you cannot feed your family all 7 nights a week, okay? I just want you to know that would be really great if we could do that, but you can't. It has to be in proportion with what you're doing. I even put on the top of my receipt Brianna's show and the date, and you know, so that if I ever get audited, I'm going to have a really clear record of what I did, how I did it, and why I did it. Another thing that's really important, whether you're a live cooking show or a virtual cooking show, when you go to the post office, when you go to the store for the recipe ingredients, when you go to a meeting, just think about your mileage, all right? And I explained it to one of my gals today or yesterday. I can't even remember anymore. I've talked to so many people in the past 2 days. But think of it this way. If you pay $2.50 for a gallon of gas and you get 20 miles to that gallon, the government's going to pay you over 50 cents per mile when you record those miles. So they're going to give you $10 for that same $2.50, $10 of deduction for that same $2.50 that you spent. So you're not going to have to pay taxes on that extra $7.50. So it's really important that you keep good records and that everything's really clear, because you're in a small business. If you end up doing business and you end up getting a new laptop because your old one it's crashing, you know, those things are tax deductible. If you have a room in your home that you're going to use as an office, that square footage is tax deductible. I always say, take all deductions that the government is giving you. Don't stretch it, because you need to be able to stand in front of somebody or sit in front of somebody and say, I did everything to the best of my knowledge, okay? And if you're really stretching the truth, that's going to come across in your face, okay? So anyway, we want you to get the most from your business and the most benefit from the business. So I don't know that kind of stuff is really gone into, because every state is different and they don't want to get into tax liabilities and stuff, but we want you to know there's some definite things that it's a really great benefit for small business employers and for small business owners, excuse me. So make sure you take advantage of all those opportunities that come across our way. And you're going to have a lot of opportunities for learning. And Dash is amazing. Dash is going to help you take little bites of things. You think about like a little Pac-Man going across and taking in little small bits of information, because you really do learn best with that. And then you're going to also have PCTeamTraining.com. Write that down, PCTeamTraining.com. It's all lowercase. It's Marie and Patty's and mine's website. And I have to say kudos to Patty. She runs most of it. We have something that needs to be muted, Marie. And she does such an amazing job. But there's so much stuff on there that you can learn from. That is all people out in the field that have done talks, they've done shows, they've shared outlines, and they've shared just so much information from their experience, all right? And then we have our new virtual PC team training Facebook page. And Marie, do you want to go into that right away?
There you go. Can you guys put a thumbs up if you can see my screen?
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, great. So I put in the chat what Nancy Jo just said. So the training site with the password is there, and this site is here. Now you can request membership. We created this for our personal teams and our personal director teams, so then they could use the information with theirs. So one thing that you definitely want to do when you come here is right at the very beginning, there is a video right here. First thing under announcements, watch this video first. everybody pinky square, pinky swear. I want to see your pinky. Watch that video first. It is a tour of the training site. It will tell you where all the stuff is. So then we will eliminate a lot of questions because it will show you where everything is. But so there are several announcements. Make sure you get them all. So continue reading and see all the stuff. We even have a mock party there. Under units are units. See 5 more posts. There is
I think there's 8.
all of that. There's 8.
And here's if I can interrupt just for a minute. The announcements are there to kind of give you the overview, and the videos, correct, that are doing the overviews. These are detailed videos that's going to tell you step by step how to do these specific things. What I encourage you to do is either take your phone or your iPad and put it next to your computer, or your phone next to your iPad, however you're doing business, all right? But have the video going on the how-tos, and then stop it and go execute. Do what they tell you to do. Then start the video again. So that's the best way to do it, to learn it, because most people are visual learners and they're going to learn best by experiencing things. And when you have questions, you need to ask your recruiter or your director. We are gonna, this particular Facebook page is gonna end up being really large because of all of our personal teams and our directors. So we're really hoping you guys don't ask questions here. Go to your director or go to your upline director, because we're not going to be able to manage it correctly on here. This is really an informational website. Wouldn't you agree, Marie?
Yes, but I will tell you a hint right here. Do you see this host coaching, right, that I have up on the screen? And it gives you even the words to use with your hosts each day, and like what you're supposed to send to her in the morning. If you either want to have like this up on your screen and your phone or your tablet, or create a party of one. If you want to have a Pampered Chef group that is your mock group, and you copy and paste the stuff in to your own personal page, then as you're doing a party, and you could be running your show on the road wherever you're at, and then you'll have the words, or some people have it in their notes on their phone, and so then at a glance they can send out these messages. Other people use Evernote, Word documents, a Google Doc, whatever your method of doing it is.
You know what, Marie? Wait, I want to stop you for just a second here, because you know what? Some of it, which is in the units training, there is an informational on CintShare. So I can't see everybody on this screen, but I know we have a few people that use CintShare. Is that right? If you can just raise how many of you guys, or just put it in the chat if you're using CintShare. I will tell you this, there's an informational video, number 1, on how CintShare could make your life easier. So if I can just give you, and I know you can post manually, see, I'm seeing all the people that are actually posting in there. So here's what I'm gonna say, is that in that same area where you can view the video that says, you know, like what is CintShare all about? What is this third-party posting service all about? Go to the units, Marie, and you have to go up to the other unit, the other unit. If you go up there, can you go up there, or do you want me to screen share?
Unit 1.
I'm right here at units. What unit do you want me to do?
Okay, so you have to go up there, go click on where it says see 5 more posts. See where it says start here, see 5 more posts. Okay, go there. Scroll down. See that first one that says CintShare, a posting service. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
It'll click on that. Just click. Okay, so you'll scroll down. There it is. So that's your informational video, getting started with Cinshare. It gives you a little bit of overview of why you might want to use this, okay? And it's a third-party posting service that where you can enter in your post and the verbiage that you're going to use, and it will schedule it out for you. I know that you can do that you can actually do that in on your group page, and we're using groups here because I think groups is probably the easiest thing that you could actually use. And actually they're getting more engagement than any of the events are getting. Although we do have an engagement, a virtual show with a mock show in there, so you can actually go see that. But here's the thing, and Marie is right there. So it says Cinshare free for 45 days. So you have 45 days to utilize Cinshare, okay? So this will give you an opportunity to say, do I like it? Do I not like it? And then not pay for it. It's about $10 if you pay for the year. If you paid for the year, it's $100. So if you pay monthly, you'll save $20 for the year. So is it well worth it? I will tell you that. I've been using it for a number of years now. But here's the thing, is if you plan on revving up your business, you might want to consider that, because that's where it all is. And you can edit right in there, and you can change your post for your different host and guest specials for the month. You can change, obviously, anything that you want, seasonal content, new products, whatever it may be. You could add a YouTube link in there. You can't add your own video in there. So your video would actually have to get uploaded. And I think that that's one of the other things that we may want to do. So what I'm saying to you is that it may be worth it, especially while you're getting started, to see, do I really like this kind of service? Will it serve my needs? If you did just one a week of those, which I would definitely encourage you to do at least 4 a week. If you do 4 a week, your business will be booming. You will have the kind of business that could pay for something big, because what is it, Marie? One would flop, one drops, one makes it, two will pop. So that's it. That's why you want to do that. So I'm going to tell you that why not try it? Why not try it right out of the get-go? If it's not for you, then you can just cancel it before your 45 days are up. They won't charge you your $10, but it will give you that opportunity to say, hey, I know all my posts are deploying. I don't have to worry about that. And I know Marie said you could put them in Notes, you could put them in Evernote, you could put them in another thing. And yes, you can do all that. And I've done all that. Or you can pre-schedule them right within your group. But if you're thinking about it, why not give it a try? That's the first thing that, I would definitely tell you to do. So,
and the thing that's the beauty of it, Patty, is that like when we did it the first time with this system, it took us about an hour and a half to set everything up, to
right.
the whole party for all the week, to change all the verbiage, to change each picture. For someone who did not know what they were doing, who was using it for the first time, it took an hour and a half. But then every party since then, it takes about 10 minutes to copy and batch post it to a new set of day with a new host and the new specials. You only have to change a few things. So it's really a time saver.
Yes, I definitely have to agree with that. So that's why I'm saying, if you're at the beginning of your business right now, or even in the middle of your business and want to rev it up, now is the time. 'Tis the season. There's lots that you can do. It's the holidays. It's all about, turkey and, Thanksgiving and holidays and gift giving. And there's multiple things that you can do with it. And there's a lot of great posts in there. So yeah, that's the thing is I've had to post manually, and honestly, it's a lot of work to kind of do that, because if you're not available for a 12 o'clock post, then you are SOL. So just saying, I have nothing to do with Cinshare. I don't work for Cinshare. I just know that it helps me, and it's, and Nancy Joe is kind of giving them the thumbs up too. So you can try it for 45 days now. They've never done 45 days before. So definitely there's a code that you enter in there.
Yes, it's usually 14 days, you guys. So we're getting a huge opportunity.
Right.
And here's the thing. With the system that we have put together, huge kudos to Linda McGuire. She taught us how to do it. And the way we've got things set up, you're going to actually choose different posts for your particular party. And then what you're going to do is you're going to change up the words a little bit, and you're going to change the background or put a little word on there, change the picture in a small way, because what's going to happen then is that's going to make it yours. It's going to make it your personal, not property, but your personal stamp will be on it. Your personality will come through, and your computer will hold that as a separate file. All right. This is what's going to help you. In the training we emphasize change the words and change up the pic. It needs to sound like you. Yes, perfect, Marie.
Yeah.
And the reason we're doing that is to keep you out of Facebook jail. All right. If we don't all do this, we're all going to be in the slammer. Anybody that doesn't do it, and you're going to be really sad. All right.
And
So
it doesn't take a lot.
it doesn't. It's
No.
It's
There's a
minutes.
video on it. There's a video on how to change it. Literally, you upload a picture in there, you'll slide in a free background, and obviously it's got a new, kind of a new face on it. New, what do they call that? Imprint, whatever the heck they call that. So, and do you want to hear this? Canva, what we're training on, is actually inside of CinShare. So you can do all of that, upload, you click the update button and it goes right into the post. So then you're just adding the words and you're just adding whatever it is that you need. So super, super simple.
And
Yeah, it is
Canva
simple.
is free with that. If you use their images, you're just going to want to make sure that you use the free ones. There's some of them that have a price on it. So you don't want to use those. Just keep searching. You'll find something else for free.
Right. There's a lot of great ones that are free.
So let's talk about getting bookings and being out there growing your business. So today we had a We Can Do It group, and we were talking to them about using a spiral notebook and making contacts every day to grow your business. So Patty, you want to hold up your spiral notebook?
Spiral notebook, 99 cents. No digital tool. And I use markers on there too. So not a digital tool, nothing that you have to pay big bucks for. It's not a planning system. You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't have to get delivered. It's probably in your own home. If you kind of look through if your kids are going to school, there's probably composition notebooks everywhere in there. So I would definitely say that that's the way to go ahead and get started. So I didn't know, do you want me to tell them about the Facebook thing? Okay, so I'm just going to move right on. Where do you get these contacts?
I would tell them about just making your contacts and getting your shows scheduled and whatever you want to tell them, Patty.
Okay.
Take it away, Miss Mosarino.
So how many of you want a great business? How many of you want a great business? Raise your hand? Even for those of you that I can't see, I hope you're raising your hand at home. I see a few of you are not, so I want to make sure that everybody on this call wants to have a great business. That's why you're investing the time and taking the time out to actually get on this call. So yes, but how many of you want a extraordinary business? How many of you would love an extraordinary business? Something that could take care of your mortgage payment, your kids' tuition, college tuition, somebody that's getting married, you've got a wedding that you're planning for. Who wants to go on an amazing vacation? Wherever that destination will lead you. Who wants to buy that new car? Whatever it is that you want to do. So think about that long and hard and think that this is how it's going to get you there. This past week, 5 days, we spent with a lot of high achievers in this business. All of the people that were in President's Reception. For those of you guys that what that is, it's the top of the company, the top 20 people in the company in each of the categories. Amazing people that are doing some extraordinary things. 15, 20, 30,000 in personal sales. What else was that? 50,000?
In a month.
In a month, people. Like not in a year, in a month. Okay? So, and they're doing it virtually. I know, it is that. So if you want a little piece of that, if you are willing to put a little work into that, just a little bit of work into that, because you know what, if you're thinking that you are doing your business all the time, I'm going to tell you, you're thinking that you're doing your business all the time, but you're actually not doing your business all the time. And I can say that because we know, because if you do, you would have a better business than you have right now. So I'm telling you, if you do this one step, before any of these other steps, before signing up with CinShare, before doing all of those things, because Dash is a great training unit. Our virtual group is a great training unit, but without any shows, guess what? You have no business. How do you get business? You have to make the contacts, right?
How do you get those? What do you do to connect with people?
Well, there's a lot of different ways. I have done text messages outside of Facebook, went back to some of my old potential people, emails. So if you have a customer base in your,
well, most people don't. So let's
okay.
Everybody's new.
Okay, let's go this. Okay, so how many of you out there have at least 500 contacts on Facebook? You have 500 Facebook contacts. 200. Oh, how many of you have 1,000? Am I getting there? I know here. Who is this? Alma. How many do you have? You're shaking your head. No, no, no. How many do you have? Put up your fingers. None?
Okay, but I bet you have contacts in your phone.
I don't know what she has. Right, exactly. So this is what you have contacts somewhere. You know somebody. If your kid or you were going to get married, in the next 3 months, you would have people to invite. You'd want to invite everybody. So that's what I'm telling you to do, is start making that list. And start with the people that you think are not going to want to even have a show, because those are the people that you practice on. Okay. And there's words right in that training unit of how you would go and ask them that you are starting, virtual parties, or you're starting this, this trendy thing, or these epic, use the word epic. You want to use some great verbiage there. Epic virtual parties. And you thought of them because you know how much they love to entertain or love the Pampered Chef products or whatever it is. But you would like for them to help you pilot this new virtual show. And so you are going to reach out to those people. So all of the verbiage is in there. I know I've probably just ad-libbed half of it, but it's all there. So I'm just going to tell you that, those are the people you're going to go. You're going to go to your Facebook group. You're going to go into your contacts. You're going to text people, but scroll all the way down in your Facebook group. Scroll all the way down to the very bottom of people. The people at the top are people that you're going to know. The people at the bottom are people that you haven't had contact with in a while for whatever reason. So you're not seeing any of their stuff. So I would definitely tell you, scroll all the way down. Start making small little steps to get, to start showing interest in them again. Like click on a couple of things that they post, like a like or whatever, so that you're not just hitting them up and you haven't seen them in 5 years or 8 years or whatever. And all of a sudden you're like, hey, I thought of you, so little things like, checking, oh my gosh, your son, he's got so big. I can't believe it. Where did time go? Little things like that, and start connecting with those people again. But those are the people that, start connecting with lots of different people on there for different reasons, and really, truly try and practice on the people that you haven't talked to in a while, or you definitely think that they're going to be a big NO, because those are the ones that'll probably surprise you and say, okay, I'll try this. I mean, Stephen Joseph he got started with 3 shows of people that he thought for sure weren't going to do shows with him, right? He was like, no, these people aren't going to do shows. You'd be surprised. People surprise me all the time. So those are the people that you want to reach out to. You can make phone calls. You can totally make a phone call, and you can connect with people with text messages, phone calls, emails. So right. You can add contact, you can add emails right in your contact list already, and then you can send them out a customer connection. So you can do all those kinds of things, but you want to connect with people and you want to follow up. So it says here, it'll say Kat Mukike, it'll say April, or talked to her in April, it was not a good time, her brother-in-law passed away, contact her in another 4 months. So that's what I do then, as I go back to all of those people, I highlight them, and then once I've got them, I cross them off. And you're looking for the word no. You're looking for a two-way contact. So when you contact people, you want to make sure that you get a two-way contact. So if people don't answer you back, it's because they're in the line at a grocery store and all of a sudden they're ready to check out and they forget, and then they get 3 messages ahead of you. So they don't go back to that message. So you have to make sure, say, I'm sure maybe you haven't seen this. I know life is busy for you. So I just wanted to follow back up with you, and I just wanted to see is that something that might interest you? So don't feel bad, but you definitely got to do that. And you got to make sure, you want to make sure that you record. And in our little training group, we have a little thing where you can record the people that you're actually contacting with, or just use this little thing here, which I would definitely do. So that's what you really want to do. And you've got to talk to, you might have to talk to 50 people, 50, before you get a couple of people that will say yes. And some people will actually say, maybe no, not now. There'll be a lot of people that don't answer you back, but you can follow up with them again in another month or 2 months or whatever. So your goal should be, if you really want to make this work, your goal should be try to get at least 4 shows. Preferably, it's only Monday. We try to start our things like at the end of the week. So you can you have a show this week? Well, you sure can. Like, you can totally have a show this week. You'd be surprised. Expect the unexpected from people, and you will get what you want in your business. So just have a positive attitude about everything and make sure that you roll with it. But, so I think in the training there, I think we have on the PCT training, which I think we need to add to our virtual training, is we need to have the 25 contacts. So there's a video that talks about how you get 25 contacts a week, by contacting at least 5 people a day.
Patty, I was going to say, Patty Davis, who's on this call, I want to congratulate her, new director.
Did you just see that?
Let's give a high five. Yay! New director. Patty, would you be willing to unmute? You had a very nice tip in the comments. Do you want to share?
We
can hear you now.
Import your email contacts into your contacts list through Consultants Corner. So you want to do that so you can send just a not really generic, it's still you, but you want to send an email to all your friends and family telling them that you've started Pampered Chef and that you're super excited, and to be expecting to hear from you so you can let them know what's going on with the Pampered Chef, because you don't want them booking with someone else not knowing that you're now selling. So you can, it's super user friendly. It walks you through it. Just click import contacts and it tells you what to do.
And I want to tell you a little story. At the very beginning of my business, I had someone say to me, "I can't believe you just recruited my best friend." And I said, "Susan, how could I have recruited your best friend?" And I said, "Why didn't your best friend know what you were doing? Why didn't your best friend go back to you? Come to you when they were interested in the business?" And she says, "Well, I didn't want to put anybody under pressure to book or to join my team. I wanted to see if this was going to work out for a year first." And here, her best friend did not know she was doing this.
Wow.
And she ended up signing up under me. And once you sign up, you can't change recruiters. So it was just a huge lesson learned for this person and for anybody else that came on my team, because I use that story all the time. And that happened like in the first 2 years of my business. Now, you guys, I just want to emphasize what Patty is saying about the Go for No. That's a whole, it's a book. It's actually a book out there that we had some speakers come in and share with us that really, the more no's you get, that gets you closer to a yes. Okay, so that's the concept behind Go for No, that you're going to just keep talking to enough people. You can expect a no thank you. And I want to teach you how to handle a no thank you, because a lot of times that will hold us back from asking, because we're, it's uncomfortable. We don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. So Marie, will you role play with me for a minute? And I met Marie at a party, and I called her the next day. And I said, I called up Marie and I said, "Hi, Marie, this is Nancy Joe from last night. And I couldn't stop thinking about you and how much you helped me during the party last night." Or, chatted up things in your virtual party, whichever way you do business, but just.
You want me to say no though, right?
Yes, I want you to say no. Yes, don't be wowed by me, okay? anyway, but Marie, first of all, I want to thank you for all your help last night, but you really sold that manual food processor when you shared all those different ideas. And I couldn't stop thinking about you. And I thought I need to call Marie and ask her if she's ever thought about doing something like the Pampered Chef, because I would love to have you on my team. I think you're a natural. Have you ever thought about something like this?
Oh, Nance, thank you for saying that, but no, I'm a full-time social worker.
Okay. Well, I totally respect that, but I wanted to use this opportunity to plant a seed. And if you ever have a change of heart, if you ever think, hey, I could use a little job to buy some new blinds for the living room, or I need a little extra money for Christmas or a little extra money for vacation, I really want you to think of me, okay? Because I think you'd be a natural at this, and I think you'd be really great at it. But I totally respect the fact that it's not good timing for you. So would you consider this a seed planted? And if ever in the future you decide to water it, I would be honored if you called me.
Sure, thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, what that does is that leaves the conversation in a happy place. Nobody feels awkward. Nobody feels funny for saying no. You're respecting the person. At the same time, you're saying, I would love to work with you someday. And Marie, would it be okay if I gave you sent you a recipe or a new season's best or a new catalog? If I just reached out and touched, not touch. If I would reach out to you about every, 4 to 8 weeks, would you mind if I put you on my VIP list?
Oh, sure, no problem.
That would be great. Well, thank you so much for hearing me out. And like I said, if you ever change your mind, I would really love to work with you. It'd be an honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For the live cooking show, I want you to imagine, what I'd like you to imagine is that you have a bunch of bubble wrap around you. You know, that bubble wrap, and you are protected against everybody who is going to say no to you. Because there are going to be people that you'll contact who won't be able to have a party. It doesn't mean they don't like you, but maybe they just can't have a party. You have no idea like how ugly their husband is at night, or what a hot mess their house is. Or, there are two kinds of people in the world. There's the kind of person who, when they think about entertaining friends, they get excited and they go, oh my gosh, I'm going to get some flowers. I'm going to buy some wine. We'll be in the living room. This will be fun. Oh my gosh, I'm going to invite my neighbor, and I've got to call my best friend and my friend from high school. And they get all excited about the prospect of having friends over. And, but then there are the people who really can't, they could not imagine clearing off their dining room to have people over. Their dining room has got a foot of paperwork on it, and the bills and everything else, and the kids and the dog, and they'd have to vacuum and they'd have to clean, and it would take them a month to just get ready to have friends over. So when somebody says no to you, I want you to think they just don't want to vacuum. Okay.
Hey, Marie, would you do me a favor? Would you tilt your screen down just a little bit?
Tipping back up. There we go.
There we go. There's pretty Marie. And that's so true. And the other thing, many people have only experienced Pampered Chef in a live show setting. That's when you bring in that you can also do a virtual show that all you need to do is comment on Facebook. Do you scroll on Facebook and see who all your friends are doing and all this different stuff? Well, you can actually just have a party on Facebook. It's really easy. You won't have to clean your house. You won't have to ask your kids to go sit in the other room. It's just super easy. So some people want an experience with a party, and other people would like to just do it from their PJs with a glass of wine. Okay. So, and the other thing real quick, is I don't want you to forget that there's lots of other ways to do business. We do fundraisers, we do bridal registries and bridal showers. We do, we can be a free speaker at a junior women's league or at a coffee break, or, I mean, I can't tell you how many people, I did a coffee break session where I just, for 15 minutes, I just showed them cooking with kids, okay? And I just did little fun things to put in kids' lunches for 15 minutes. I cannot tell you how many people I met. In fact, one of the people I met at my coffee break was Barb Kuba, who has worked for me for 25 years. She had a show, and she was so good at all the details of her show that I asked her to work for me. And that was 25 years ago. You never know who you're going to meet. You can do vendor fairs at this time of year. If you don't think you have any contacts, then you go out and you find contacts, okay? And you do what it takes. You go do offer to do a shower for your kitchen at church, okay? I've had $3,500 showers for the church kitchen. People loved it. You can do meal planning at church. A lot of times, if you're going to offer to do a class for people at church, they'll let you go and do that. And you won't sell anything because it's church, but you'll hand out your card and a catalog and let people know that they can contact you for anything they need. All right. So what other kinds of parties do we have to offer?
Nance, Michael Reeves is on the call, and he said that he'd be willing to unmute. I'm going to unmute him. Oh, I can't unmute him. Michael, you got to unmute yourself. But I asked him, he's somebody who has incredible sales.
Does it full time.
Yes.
Takes care of his family with this.
Michael, you have to unmute yourself.
Michael.
We know you're there.
You can't unmute him,
It says-
Marie? You can't
I
unmute him?
Well, let me see from here. Maybe I could do it a different way.
He
Nope.
might be taking care of something. He might have just left his, yeah. Anyway, so there's just some ideas about the go for no and how to handle no thank you. And Patty, I really appreciate what you said, because it's important that people use all the different resources that they have. Use, Marie said, your Christmas card list. You don't send Christmas card. Do you just send them through email? But putting all your friends and family into your email is really important. Like, we have a cousins chat for texting. And when anybody needs anything, or whenever their kids are selling anything, we put a post in there. And it's amazing how much support your friends and family will give you, but especially your family. And they may give you a little bit of a hard time for doing something like this at the beginning. My family gave me a total hard time. They go, we can't believe you're going to do like Tupperware. And I says, it's not Tupperware, it's the Pampered Chef. And they really gave me a hard time about it, because, I had a really great job when I worked. Why don't you just go back to work? That kind of stuff. But you know what? My first year, I earned $14,700 when our party average was $275. Okay. Working 2 nights a week. I never worked more than 2 nights a week. Now, if you correlate that 2 nights a week to today's world, and that was 2 live parties a week. So if you are doing virtual, that would be 4 virtual parties a week, okay? But I want you to know that our party average was really, it was in 1986, okay? Today, it's, like $750 for a live party, and it's about $400 for a virtual. So think of it 2 to 1, 2 to 1. Always think of it that way. 2 virtual shows to 1 live show. So I earned $14,700 my first year. My second year, I earned $26,500 doing the same 2 nights a week. The third year, I earned $49,700 doing 2 nights a week and helping others do 1 to 2 nights a week. And my fourth year, I earned $97,500. Now, in 1991, $100,000 was huge money. okay? But what would they feel like today? Wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't $50,000 for your side gig be amazing? People are doing that. We were just with people this weekend that were in the business 14 months, 17 months. They were qualifying for executive directorship this month. I mean, you guys, it took me 4 years back in the day. It's so much easier to succeed because virtual can be, you can do as much as you want. I mean, there's a limit to how many live shows you can go out and do. You can go out and do, even if you did 2 a day, you know, or for 5 days a week, that's 10 in a month. You can do 30 virtual shows in a month. Do you see what I'm saying? It's apples and oranges. But what I'm saying is I kept my family first, and I encourage you to do that. And I honor God in my business. I prayed about my business and I asked for his blessing. And I am telling you that it was amazing. I had no idea what was ahead of me. And my team did $20 million in sales when it was year 11. Now remember, party averages were a lot lower. Think of that. I had no idea what was in front of me. The difference you guys have is you know what's in front of you. You have people that have succeeded. You have people, Patty and Marie. Marie is number 3 in the company. Patty is in the top 20. You have such good leadership and good, what we call bones, all right? You have good bones, you have good DNA. So you can know that what we tell you is gonna help you along with your business. And that virtual training site, I'm telling you guys, if you just go through it step by step and don't try to fly through it, but walk through it, learn how to do it, and get your business off to a great start. This is the season that you can make anything happen. Anything.
I'd like to add, I did put it in the chat. I'm hoping, I wasn't sure if people who were joining us who were just on the phone could see the chat, but make sure on your voicemail, answering message on your phone, your email signature when you send an email out would have your website and that you're doing business as Pampered Chef. On your Facebook profile, the About section, make sure you indicate that you're a Pampered Chef. Just like Nancy Jo said, she recruited somebody's best friend who had no idea that her, quote, best friend was even doing Pampered Chef. Make sure that everyone who knows you knows that you are in business. And then one other idea was to pamper a business. I want to share 2 tips on doing that. One is like you can make brownies in the brownie pan, cut them in half like on a diagonal, maybe even bring the brownie pan in with like the scoop and tie it up and have it as a display, and leave a couple catalogs at your, if you're friends and close to like your dentist's office or your you know, hairdresser, and whoever is the catalog passer outer or the person who will collect the orders, you could give them the catalog show benefits. Nancy Jo mentioned that you can have a party yourself and invite friends and family to be part of your virtual show. And it really is, in this season with cookie exchanges, cooking for the holidays, giving people information that will help them in their kitchen. So I just want to open it up to questions. So you might have to unmute yourself. What do you want to know, or what are you struggling with? What could we help you with to make it easier for you to succeed? You have 2 options. You can type it in the chat, or you can unmute and ask.
Hi, Marie. Can you hear me?
Yes, and who's speaking?
This is Sandy Ozer. I'm one of Jeff Williams' recruits. I live in North Carolina, so unfortunately I can't be there with you all. I wish I could. But my question is, I'm fairly new to this as well. I know my 90 days, I believe, is December 12th or possibly December 14th. I've done extremely great. I'm pleased. I'm tickled. I'm a fighter, so I don't give up easy. To reach my 2,500, I only need $864 more dollars. And right now, and just unsubmitted, because I have 2 different parties going on, I have like 509 in sales. So I'm doing good in that aspect, but my biggest thing is I can't see your, like anyone typing anything or whatever. I can just see your face. And I love your smile and your enthusiasm. That just means a lot. But for me, and I explained this to Jeff, if there's a site, or like if you all put this down where like you could even email, or if like we're able to go into the site that you all said, the consultant.
Okay. Okay, please, do you have something in your hand that if I speak slowly, you could write it down?
Yes.
Okay, so our training site, not on Facebook, just on the web, is pcteamtraining.com. I'll repeat that, pcteamtraining.com. And the password is extreme18 with a capital E. And when you click the home page, right on the home page, make sure it's like a long roll of toilet paper. Make sure you scroll all the way down and see all the articles. And then on the left-hand side, there are tabs with like leader stuff, virtual training, live cooking shows, and there's a great search bar, and you could just type what you want. Like we have theme shows for Christmas, 5 appetizers in 15 minutes. It's a show, and we've got the recipes right there. We have a cookie exchange party with a basic recipe and a different way for people to mix it up to make lots of different cookies. So it's a great search site.
Yeah, there's Sandy, there is the virtual party, PC party, virtual team training. Oh my gosh, my brain is going dead.
It starts with virtual.
Virtual PC team training.
Right.
Facebook page is literally step by step. So just go to that if you want to do learn more about virtual parties. Pampered Chef has party packs that everything is in there. I mean, everything, an invitation, recipes, everything. They walk you right through how to do it. So there's so much information that you couldn't read it all in a year. All right. So pick something you want to learn, Sandy, and then go to one of those sites to learn it, because it's all there. It is all there.
Awesome. I just actually found the PC team training one and signed in, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Great. Any other questions?
How many of you guys, are you all in the our training, virtual training group? Do you have any questions on there? Do you have any questions? Like if Marie, Nancy Jo, or myself is on there, I know Marie said, contact your director, but pretty much they would be like us. So, right, Marie? I mean, they could really tag us in the post. If you guys have a question about them.
There's a lot of people requesting, Nancy Jo, I'd like you to take a look. There's a lot of people requesting that are downline of your people.
Okay.
So I don't know if you changed the rules, if you're just letting other people in.
The word is probably getting out there. I didn't change the rules. Well, what we want for the directors that are on this call, we want directors to go in there and copy and paste what we have and make a group for a Facebook group for their team, a training page. You can go in and copy and paste and then change up the post, just like we're asking everybody to do. But you need to do that for your team, because I have 7,500 people on my team. Did you get that? 7,500. So there's no way that everybody can be on there. And Marie has people that are beyond that group, and Patty has people that are beyond that. We probably have 10,000. Okay. And so, maybe even more, but we have to do it systematically so that everybody can learn. So you guys are frontline and personal teams, and we're doing this, we're starting here and making sure it can work. All right. And our directors, it is your responsibility to go in and recreate what we've done for you and your groups. So I will do that tomorrow, Marie. I'll do that before my calls start.
Okay. Last chance. Any questions?
What would be a tip to get in-home shows? I mean, I feel like the world is very virtual and it would be nice to be able to do in-home, but like schedules for people are crazy. So how do you kind of combat that?
People say I don't have any time, but we didn't have any time either. I mean, we had kids involved with all different things, with musicals, with church groups, with, baseball and volleyball and all that kind of stuff. We're all as busy as we want to be, but every once in a while you need to take a little bit of time for you and go have some fun with your friends. What I like to tell people is use me as your excuse to gather, and let's have an experience. Let's have a cooking class where you put cutting mats around the table, and each cutting mat has a different piece of the recipe and a different product. I personally do way more live cooking shows because I love being with people. And I had one on a week ago Sunday, or this last Sunday, and then a week ago Saturday. Both of the groups absolutely had a blast. They go, there's no way this would have been as much fun on virtual. This was awesome. And one show was $800 and I got 2 recruits from that show. And then the other show, and that was a couple show. So when you have couple shows, remember there's 2 people, 1 order, but it's their big orders, they're good size orders, because guys get tools. All right. It's the right tool for the right job. Get as many men at your shows as possible. Men are cooking all the time. All right. And I love doing, just like Brianna and I were talking to a gal today, and she said, well, we don't want anybody to feel under any pressure. Let's just cook together and have fun. That's all we ever do. We are so, at Pampered Chef, we're so opposite pressure. That just the sheer fact that we're cooking together, we're creating these recipes, we're giving people tips and ideas. People pay for cooking classes. They will pay $100, $125 for a cooking class, go home with a full belly and some recipes. Now think of it this way. If people want to invest that $50 into a cooking class with you, they're going to have a $50 credit to go home with a couple products that they absolutely love. I was just talking to my chiropractor today about hosting a salad bar in your fridge party, okay? And that's where you take our cool and serves and you teach them how to fill all those different compartments with different chopped food, chopped vegetables, chopped up bacon, eggs, scallions, what else? Red pepper, carrots, all these different things. And you have it, it's good in your fridge for 4 to 5 days, okay? The cucumbers you only cut for 2 days, and tomatoes, of course, you don't refrigerate and you don't cut. You use those as you go. But how cool would it be in 1 hour and 10 minutes to have chicken cooked for your salad, your everything washed and prepped and ready to go, 1 hour and 10 minutes, and you've got it for 4 days. You're not doing it every night. How many more salads would you eat? And then you've got that also for things like Denver omelets, for stir fries. You can throw together a soup, or like I said with my chiropractor today, I said I take the rest of the eggs, the bacon, the jicama, the onion, and I make an egg salad out of it. I finish up everything. It's so easy and it's so healthy, whether you're on keto, whether you're no carbs, only carbs, you're meatless, you're this, you're that. You can make your salad bar anything you want. And when you equip people with knowledge, they want to come back and they want to do a live party because it's just different. I mean, it's really convenient scrolling, but it's not an experience. And Jacqueline, you should try and have a live show at your house so that you can show people what it's like and tell people, leave your checkbook or your credit card at home. I want you just to help me experience our products. All right. You can do a power cooking class with the blender, with the quick cooker, with the cookware, with the knives, and you would not believe how many people will book to get some of those things for free. I don't see Brianna on here, but she might be. She texted me tonight. We spent some time together this morning. And by the way, for the gal that said, I wish I could be with you, Sandy, there's people from all over the country on this call. We are not together. We are only phoning in. But Brianna's texted me tonight that she was making a lima bean and ham soup. And she also made jelly. She said both of them turned out awesome in 35 minutes. Done. She goes, this is fantastic. If you can turn some of that enthusiasm and some of your experience over in a live setting, they go for more live settings. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I just think like I've had some people want to do it and then we have it all set up and then closer to it, it's like they don't have anyone to come. So then we're switching to a virtual show because they don't have anyone committing to coming.
Well, think about when it would be best for her friends. Would it be a Thursday night? Would it be a Monday night? Like Brianna's going to do Monday night shows. I had my biggest party ever in 33 years on a Monday night. Okay. So when we think times could be not good, but it's all up to the host and what they think their friends. How about a Saturday morning brunch or a Sunday afternoon when the guys are watching football? Have the girls come over, or do a pre-game party and make up some appetizers for the game. Okay. And have some couples over. So you'd be surprised. Where there's a will, there's a way. And people just really need to work on their list, and they need to send an invitation through the mail. When you invite people through Facebook, that's an announcement. It's not an invitation. So people want to be personally invited. You do that through private messenger, through text, through email, through a hard copy little invitation. The other thing that's a couple of hot ideas is the 15-minute personal or private message party where you share 10 of your favorite things through posts. So you can just say, hey, who of your friends can get on line in a group for 15 minutes tonight at 9 o'clock? Okay, and that information is there. There's so many different ways to do business. Just keep trying a new one each week, even. Put it out there. Get a sign for your car, one of those decals. Oh my!
I have one. I sent it to her.
Oh my gosh! It is crazy how much business you'll get just from people seeing your phone number. Just from people seeing your phone number or your website. You don't put your address on there. Just phone number, website. Okay.
I added a couple comments, Jacqueline, in the chat with different theme shows.
Yeah.
And I would reiterate, when I give a host packet, sometimes I put 10 or 15 mini catalogs for them to mail out or to hand out. And then I really want them to text the invitation URL link and Facebook message that. But I would agree with Nancy Jo. If you just tell people you're having a party, it's like putting up a little flyer on the bulletin board. But when you get an invite in the mail or somebody texts you, you feel like you've been personally invited. And then there's nothing better than the host personally inviting them and saying, I'm having a get together on Thursday night. We're going to be cooking, drinking, and eating. I need to know if you are coming so I could do the grocery shopping. And you're allowed to bring 1 to 3. You're allowed to bring a friend or something like that.
I mean, right now, Brianna and I was talking to her first host today, and I'm going to use her as an example. We're doing it on the Monday of Thanksgiving, 2 weeks from today, and we are going to do what to do with your turkey leftovers, as well as entertaining ideas. Okay, so we're going to do some chicken fajita bites. Now that's a gluten-free recipe that's really good, and you can just put turkey in there instead of chicken. All right, the cooked chicken. And then we're also going to do some fun, easy, we're going to do a charcuterie tray, and we're going to do some fun, easy appetizers that you can make that people will love for Thanksgiving.
Great. And you know, as people say they can't have a show now, get them on the books for December, January, or February. If they don't want to host, invite them to the party that you're doing for yourself, or give them a catalog to pass out to friends, or use just the catalog URL and say, and again, I have a big goal. Well, we went over an hour, so I'm stopping the recording. And
Yep.